the apocalypse comes, beat me.
Ready?
Ready is all I really.
Come on, prophecy girl.
Go. Do you think the light's okay?
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Okay. I'm nervous.
I think it looks
Are
great.
you sure it's not dark in here?
Yeah, no. I can see us in the mirror too, and we look good.
Mirror.
The reflection of the glass.
Right.
In every generGAYtion, a podcast is born.
You did it!
Yes! We are your sley slems. I am Chase.
And I'm Beyza.
I am a new Buffy stan, up and coming.
You're having your moment.
I'm having my moment. I'm in my Buffy era.
Your Buffy era. I've been in my Buffy era, girl.
Since a long time.
Yeah. And I mean that negatively. In a yeah.
Well, I'm so excited to be talking. This is like kind of a big monumental episode for HELLMOUTH HOMOS. Yeah, because we are talking the season 1 finale of Buffy.
Yeah. I'm very
Prophecy
nervous.
Girl.
I think I've been nervous all day.
It's a very emotional episode. I didn't expect to get so weepy watching it.
Yeah. But you know what? We're here. We're queer. We're covering Buffy.
I love it.
And last time we covered Out of Mind, Out of Sight, which you should go listen to and watch if you have not already. And we had a lot of fun covering it. And I'm prolonging getting into this because I'm sad.
I know. And you just watched The Last
like
of Us finale. It's a death. She literally died, babes.
Literally died.
She died and was revived. Does that count as like a little resurrection for her? Mini resurrection? Mini revival?
Perhaps.
I
think it means a lot more going
I'm
forward.
excited to figure out what all that means. But to start us off.
Yes. To start us off, Prophecy Girl, originally aired June 2nd.
I wonder how many times we're going to do that.
Too many. Originally aired June 2nd, 1997, and it's the finale.
Oh my God.
First.
That is the day after my little sister was born.
Oh my God.
Nope.
97? June 2nd, 1997. Come
no,
on.
that's 15 days before she was born. I'm sorry.
Okay. So
Anyways.
maybe she was like resurrected as a slayer somehow.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. I love that for her.
Mm-hmm, me too.
I love that for her. I hope we get through this without crying.
No,
might not.
there's one line that I will absolutely cry.
Okay, perfect. Well, before we really get into it, I just want to say we owe. Okay, I left this book out.
Oh. What's that? Is that a little ghost face cup for our YouTube viewers to enjoy looking at?
First of all, I'm going to open up this little book. Open it to the page.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer stats.
I think I showed you this.
Yes, I've seen it.
I want to note that we have a Giles knockout.
There is a knockout because she knocks him out this episode.
She does. And there's these are all the knockouts that we get of Giles. I'll try to put a picture on the screen. But we have Prophecy Girl right here.
Prophecy Girl. Wait, so how high does it go?
How high do they go?
Like how many knockouts total?
Oh baby. This has all of them.
So only 15?
Only
18. Only 18. I mean,
There's
the
only
brain damage is there, but I'm just saying 18 out of 7 seasons of a show.
I know, but there's only this old man can take.
Yeah, that's true.
And you don't know how, if he's going to be in every episode of the show.
Girl, I will say
I love this power.
I know, you have ultimate power.
I love the power. So, okay, shall we get into...
Let's get into it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, we start off with Xander.
Bonk.
Practicing lines on Willow at the Bronze and preparing how to best ask Buffy to an upcoming dance. And I think we see throughout, maybe, did you see throughout the season of like how down bad she is for Xander?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I wasn't sure if you like, because we didn't really, we've never
talked about that.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, we can talk about this later, but she is self-respect queen. The way that he comes back to her and is like, well, we can go. And she's like, do you really think I'd do that?
Yes.
Like,
good for her.
Self-respect queen.
Yeah, I know.
Not everyone would do that. I don't know if I would have done
wouldn't.
that. No.
I'd be like, yes,
yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I will. Not to Xander, obviously.
Yeah, but to the person that you liked.
Someone with who, I mean, I have taste. But Meanwhile, Cordelia's in a car making out with Kevin, and Buffy slays a vampire nearby. In the library, Giles is reading the Pergamum Codex that he got from his boyfriend, Angel, and comes to a passage concerning Buffy. And as he attempts to digest the info he's just learned, an earthquake is felt all over town. And the master is living.
I have to say,
the mother is living.
Mother
is living.
Absolutely. I have to say, earthquake scene pretty scary, but I also love.
Was it accurate? Would you know? Like how many earthquakes have you been in California?
Many. I've woken up to my bed rolling around a little bit.
Stop.
100%. My bed as a kid had wheels on it, and I'd be like, ooh, ooh.
Oh
it's not across the room, but I would roll. It would roll a bit. And I will say now, every time I'm stuck in a earthquake, I'm just gonna pretend that it's like the master doing it from the Hellmouth, because it adds a little bit more fun to it. You know what I mean?
I've never been in an earthquake.
Oh,
so I don't know what you mean.
Do we not get those here?
No.
Okay. Got it.
Not at all.
No, you know what's so funny? I'm not going to lie. Like, when I talk about I'm on the wall, I'm on the fence about moving back to California. And I'm like, every time I think about it, I'm like, wait, why?
Right.
In terms of earthquakes and fires. Because I'm like, the only thing we have to worry about here is like snow and like the occasional tornado that never really touches down in the city. So, feeling safe.
Okay.
Well,
at least you're not in Sunnydale because it's not safe over there.
Yes, absolutely. But I love that he's just like, what do you think? 6.0 or whatever he says.
Totally. He's a little earthquakeologist.
I can't believe they killed off this gay ass character.
Did they?
I mean, he literally disintegrated and turned into a skeleton, but maybe that doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Me before my coffee.
Literally. Okay, actually. Me before my coffee this morning. The next morning, Buffy is meeting Giles in the library. Buffy explains that the vampires are rising in numbers and getting braver, but Giles is very distracted by he's just tortured by his thoughts.
He is, and his feelings. Because this is where you really get like more of that like dad, big brother vibe towards Buffy, where he just wants to protect her so badly.
Yeah.
Which I just love because it's like she kind of took on the role, not taking it seriously, and is learning like she does have a place of responsibility in it. And he took on the role of like mentor. What was it called?
Watcher?
The Watcher. Yeah. He took on the role of Watcher, like knowing it's like so much responsibility, but now he's learning to like personalize it, and she's learning to professionalize it. So it just is like a really nice foil for each other.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't think about it too hard. Just what's to come.
Yeah.
But you know what? Buffy broke a nail. Let's talk about that.
She broke a nail, and she had to put on a plastic press on.
Yeah.
To cover it up.
That is the true evil of this episode.
That's when I first started crying.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it just didn't stop.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been there, girl. After biology class, Willow finds an excuse to leave Xander and Buffy alone so he can ask her to the prom. Was it the prom or the dance? It was just like a dance.
The mom says, she goes, well, isn't prom tomorrow or May crowning or whatever they call it?
Whatever it is. I don't remember.
May Day, May Flay.
May Day.
May Day. May Slay.
May Slay.
Slay me. Slay me. Anyways, I loved this scene.
Which one?
I loved the Xander and Buffy scene.
Okay, where he's like, I'm gonna sit you down. I have something to tell you.
Yeah, and he just tells that kid, leave.
Yeah. Which like, girl, you have no social status. What do you have?
No.
What gall?
No, I think it's the social awkwardness that he thinks he could do that.
For sure.
But I have to say, I really like that, like, it wasn't like I mean, I know like Xander and Buffy will probably be more, I assume they will be more or less like a thing throughout the rest of the show. But I love that within this one season that like they kind of like answered the will they won't they. And I like that they gave Buffy an actual answer. Like they let her actually say no. I don't see you like that. Because I feel like so many times it's like, well, maybe, or they get interrupted and don't get to finish that conversation. Or like, do you know what I mean? There's so many things that like, that like kind of keep it in that gray area. But I love that this conversation allowed Buffy to be like, no, it's not just about ruining the friendship. I don't feel this way about you. Yeah. Like, that's just not how I look at you. I love that.
Yeah, and it's just kind of sad that she had to do that at all because I'm like, girl, isn't that obvious? Like,
yeah.
But I think that's obviously Xander just being Xander.
Being Xander, and like, it was really well written and well performed, I think, on both their ends.
It really was.
It just was like a very honest, real conversation. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like how he gets mad for a second, and she's like, well, don't be mad at me. And then he's like, well, I'm just like,
upset.
I'm just upset. You know what I mean? I'm just like, damn, this is kind of like good.
It's real.
It's well written. I thought it was good.
They're just so real.
They're so real for that.
So real for that. It's true. Later on, Giles booty calls Angel.
I put G phoning Angel with little
eye
eyes.
emoji.
I drew a little eye emoji like, ooh.
Ooh,
Giles is on
booty call. Okay.
He's on a little hotline with
I know.
Angel.
Hotline.
I'm link.
He's on the hotline. And they asked to meet.
Girl, I'm telling you, like there's
meet. They ask for meet. I mean to meet. As soon as possible. They had some business to get down to. When Miss Jenny Calendar arrives in the library, telling him that she sees apocalyptic portents. I think that's what she says.
Yeah.
Something. She's too smart for me.
And she's sitting in front of a calendar the whole time. She's sitting on his desk in front of a calendar. And I'm just like, we got a calendar in front of a calendar.
Damn.
Pretty good.
Inception. And demands to know what's going on. And they like kiki a little bit about a monk who has some important info.
He has some intel on the Anointed One.
Yes.
I love Calendar as like a story device. Like I think I like her a lot because it's like she just makes things kind of convenient in a lot of ways, but in a way that's really creative. Like I love this idea, and we kind of talked about it when we were introduced to her, but I just love the idea of this like internet occultist. What I forgot her name or her like identification. She's like some sort of like
something.
She's something. Yeah. And I think it's like a really fun, creative way to have this person who can come in and like be extra hands-on and give extra more information and stuff like that without like Giles knowing everything in the world or like things like that. Yeah. And I think it kind of helps Willow, who's like also a little computer nerd, like feel a little less alone and like they have all their little team. The family is complete. Yes. 100%. Sure. We have parent, and
yes, it's really good. And then she says, I would say the end is pretty seriously nigh.
Yeah.
And I just love her. I just like think she's so hot, and like I love a young hot teacher.
She's hot. Yep.
Who doesn't love a young hot teacher?
I do.
Yup. I've had many Jenny Calendars in my day. Willow sees Xander wallowing in his misery and offers sympathy, and this is where he asks her to the dance, and she's like, "Fuck you."
Self-respect queen.
Yeah, which is like, it's so frustrating to like see how Xander acts because it's I feel like it's like really relatable for a lot of men. Yeah.
Yes.
Generally.
Yes.
Like, but especially in high school, like a high school boy.
Yes. Oh, I forgot he's a boy. I forgot
it's like painful.
Yeah. Yep.
And I just love that he like realizes his mistake.
Yeah.
And like, I'm glad that she really put him in his place and was like, you don't get to do that to me, and it's not fair.
For all his faults, he remains moldable.
Yeah.
And I really respect that. I kind of love Xander.
Okay.
I'm really coming around.
That's a big word. Love is a big word.
I mean, we'll see what season 2 looks like. I can't believe, you know what's so crazy is I can tell that I'm like sitting on all these things that happen in season 1, but especially this episode. And I can tell I'm sitting on like seeds of what is going to be bigger lore.
Bigger story.
And it's really fun because I genuinely have no idea what direction any of it is going. And like, I don't know anyone who gets killed off. So it's kind of a fun place to be where I'm like, I'm having a little prediction. So, but anyway, Xander is growing on me.
Love that for you.
Thank you.
You're a grower.
Thank you.
That night, as Buffy enters the library,
can I say one thing?
Yes, please.
What I loved about like Buffy kind of like snapping at Giles, and then Buffy and Xander having their moment of conflict, and then Willow and Xander having their moment of conflict. I just felt like it did a really good job of setting up like a darker tone to the episode where like everyone's really isolated. Yeah. And it kind of like gives it kind of an eerie feeling. Do you know what I mean? Before, especially like with the impending apocalypse, the fact that everyone is like kind of fighting and not getting along and on their own is it's good writing. And in the previous episode, we talked about how Buffy felt very out of place with like Xander and Willow specifically, but also just in school. And I think it does kind of play into that idea too. 100%. Of being alone. Shit. Being alone. You alone? Let me know in the comments. That night, Buffy enters the library and she overhears Giles and Angel. In the stacks.
but not in the way that you think. Angel refuses to believe what Giles is saying, but Giles insists that he's verified the prophecy, which tells that the next evening Buffy will face the Master and die.
Slay.
Thanks for that, because I was about to start crying.
I know. I could tell.
You're like, we'll squeeze that in there.
Sarah Michelle Gellar acting.
It is a crime that she was not nominated or won anything for this show.
The whole series.
The entire
whole series. Because I know it's like she's already slaying it, but like her acting is only going to get better. So it's like,
this scene is hard. And I was like dreading talking about this the entire episode.
Yeah. What line really does you in? What line really does you in?
Do you really want to know?
I do want to know.
I wrote it. Oh, do you think it'll hurt? I could actually cry right now. It's just like the way she says it.
Yeah.
That is like, she's a baby.
She's baby.
Yeah.
She really kind of like, you get such like an innocent side to her. And like, for me, it was like when she's like, I'm 16 years old. I don't want to die. I'm like,
I know.
I just got chills.
I know. And like, not to get too deep, but when I love like watching that now as a almost 28-year-old person, I like am able to kind of appreciate high school for more than it was, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because when I was that age, I'll just say I didn't want to live.
Yeah.
So like seeing Buffy say that is very like empowering and like, I don't know, just I'm like patting my 16-year-old self on the back a little bit when I hear that.
I love that. Yeah, that line is pretty gnarly.
Yeah. And then, in turn, she says that she quits being the Slayer, even though that's not how it works. Unfortunately.
Can't give up your birthright.
No. God, I've tried. Even though the two warn her that without her to stop, the Master will rise and unleash hell on Earth, she refuses to listen and throws her cross that Angel gave her a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
And then it gets even sadder because she begs her mom to go on a getaway.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is so gnarly.
Yeah.
It was so gnarly.
Yeah.
And it was just too nuts.
And and then she gives her that stunning white prom dress in her closet. Yeah. It's simple but elegant. I'm going to give QVC right now. It's just like so, I don't know, it's so perfect. It's like it's just Buffy to me. Like Buffy season 1, it's that dress.
For sure.
And Joyce also talks about when she met Buffy's father, and like encourages her to go to the dance, which is really sweet. Mm-hmm. I love them so much.
I do too.
They're the greatest. They're the great. They're the great. Joyce the Great. I'm sad.
I know. We're gonna.
I'm like.
Muscle through to the killing scene.
I know, because it's slay.
The bloody with the piggies.
Bloody. The next day at school, Cordy and Willow find the members of the AV club. Oh, bitch. That
was like the first moment of like real horror we got in this show.
Totally.
Yeah.
Including Kevin, slaughtered by the vampires as the TV plays a cartoon of the Three Little Pigs. And this, like rewatching it, I felt so bad for Cordelia because she liked this guy.
She started to really like, it was like one of her first, like she's like, I don't even know what's happening to me. Cause like, that's how much she was like starting to love him.
Yeah. And like, you could really like, and who, I forget the guy's name, not that Mitch or something from the last episode.
Mitch was, good memory. That was his name.
Was
Mitch.
it?
Yes.
Okay. So, Mitch the bitch. That's why I remember it.
Yeah, me too.
And like, like she sees men as disposable, which I live. Like, I
mean, right.
Really do live.
Right.
But I felt so bad for her because I think this was like the first guy who she like really liked.
Yeah.
And who like actually respected her and liked her.
Cordy. She's been through so much. And I can't wait to see where she goes. Does she like really get to like slay the day? Does she get more and more slay? I want her to get more and more slay, but the look you're giving me is giving not that.
I'm not looking at you.
Oh God. Oh God.
And of course, Willow, these are also Willow's friends, which is like my poor little babies.
I know.
Having heard the news, Buffy shows up at Willow's. She's all decked out in her dress. Willow is really upset and shocked and just like, you can tell she's like, what the fuck is happening?
And it's just such a nice emotional beat for her as a character because it's like the first time where shit's getting just like
Too
a
real.
little bit too serious. Yeah, it's like a little bit, and like it's just like also haunting. I hate to say it. I really hate to say that this episode is so well written considering who wrote it, but like it's
Who wrote it? I don't even.
Oh.
I don't. Did someone?
Did
I?
Did the bad guy write it? Or he
I don't
just
know
directed
who that
it?
is.
The showrunner? Oh, we don't know.
Damn, I got you.
You know what? I think you deserve an
Damn.
Oscar. Maybe you should have got an Oscar
Seriously,
this weekend.
what the
yeah,
fuck?
so anyway, I hate to say that's
Sorry,
really well
Jamie
written, but
Lee.
it is.
Step over.
Yeah, that whole Willow moment of her being like, that was like our place and it's not our place anymore. It's their place. Like haunting.
Yeah, and I think everyone, obviously Buffy is like forced to grow up. Are you laughing at me?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. I'm laughing at like your acting ability matched with my like
Gullible.
I don't know what's happening in my life, but like I like
You've been gullible recently. You're in your gullible era.
I'm in my gullible era, and like
Yeah.
people try to be sarcastic to me, and I literally don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. Maybe I'm idolizing Cordelia a little bit too much.
Yes. You're in your Cordy era.
Cordy.
Anyways,
so
that's so funny. Yeah, I think we all realize how much Buffy is forced to grow up, but
yeah,
this episode we kind of see how much other people around her, like Willow and Cordy, are forced to grow up alongside her just by like being in her life.
Oh, absolutely.
And I love them all. I love them all so much.
I do too. That's impressive. There's like not one person I don't like. Because Xander was the person I didn't like, but I'm like by now I'm like I would just say I could fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like I like that.
Yes.
Got
I
it.
agree. The only person I don't like is probably the principal, but
Oh, I cannot stand him. Oh.
right. Buffy heads back to the library where Giles has explained to Jenny Calendar that Buffy is the Slayer. He then tells Jenny that he intends to face the Master so Buffy doesn't have to.
Which I love this moment because not only does it like show the depth of his developing relationship with Buffy, but it also shows like him developing as like a person individually separate from Buffy. Like it's like I don't think he would do that for a Slayer at the beginning of his like Watcher moments. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's because it's Buffy, but it's also because he's changed as a person. And I think she really called him out and he took it to heart where it's like, well, I can't just hide behind books all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
I have to like put my ass on the line too, which I thought was just really great.
Yeah, he goes from a very like squirrely man and like he turns into a hero. Because he is trying to be heroic and like it shows his care for sure. And he has such a big heart. And Giles, tries to stop her, telling her that he's willing to defy the prophecy, but Buffy knocks him out. So we're at 3. 3 knockouts.
Yeah.
three Giles knockouts. And meanwhile, Miss Calendar reminds Buffy that if she faces the Master, she'll die. And Buffy responds that at least she might be able to take him down with her.
Right.
Meanwhile, outside the school, she finds the Anointed One asking for help. And Buffy,
and she's like, "Cut the shtick, kid.
Yeah,
I know
Buffy's
who you are,
girl. Come on, let's be real. We don't have time." And she gets her crossbow, bitch. It's the crossbow for me.
White dress, leather jacket. That is the whole thing.
I think I don't want to be too rash, but I will say I think this is my favorite Buffy look. Not to say that there won't be looks in the future,
right? But I could see this is iconic.
This is like the iconic Buffy.
100%.
Yeah.
Molly has a Funko Pop of that. I know.
I didn't even know they made one.
It's cute, and we'll go on eBay as soon as we finish recording because I
As
kind
if
of
I needed
want one.
another fucking Funko Pop.
Yeah, but look at it, it'll be so cute. We get the white dress, the jacket. Is that
it's
Angel's
the
jacket or is that her leather jacket?
It's the hair. I don't remember.
Me neither.
It's the hair. It's like, it's everything.
The silhouette really works of the whole outfit together.
It's just she's perfect. I mean, she looks like an angel and a devil on your shoulder,
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, this is at least the episode of the season, but I think of like the whole show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's better.
And I love that. I love that the master got to throw a little, by the way, I like your dress.
Yeah, yes. It's quite iconic. Further proving that he's a gay icon.
100%.
Yeah, so Willow and Xander show up to the library where they learn about the prophecy, and Xander leaves and convinces Angel to lead him to the master, which, do we ship it? A little bit.
Wait, who?
Xander and Angel.
Yeah, it doesn't have, I ship it.
I kind of like how mean they are to each other.
Yes, and I like the, well, I don't know what this is about me, but I just like the...
I don't know what
I
this
was
says
going to use a
about
very
me,
specific
but...
word that I'm no longer going to use, but I do like this sort of like, they don't like each other, and yet Xander's still like paranoid that he's like looking at him some type of way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ship Giles and Angel more than anyone as like a hot romp turned marriage.
Totally.
But for Xander and Angel, I ship it as like they're both just like drunk at the Bronze and decide just to have a fun night.
I 100% agree with you.
Thank you.
That's like, you said it, you worded it perfectly.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You like, you went
Hey, if there's one thing I can do, it's
brain.
ship.
It's
okay?
true.
And yeah, thank you. Anyway.
And explain things that will have never happened, but you
and
wish would
explain
happen.
very specific sexual dynamics of fictional characters.
Hey,
what can I do with that? What can I do with that skill?
Fanfic.
I can't
Okay.
do that.
At the library, Willow and Miss Calendar decide that the Hellmouth is underneath the Bronze and leave. However, as they leave, they see an army of vampires approaching the library. Scary. Meanwhile, the Master and Buffy are fighting each other, and the Master tells Buffy that it is her blood which will free him, drinks from her, and leaves her to drown in a shallow pool before breaking free of the mystical prison that is the Hellmouth and rising to the surface. I like your dress.
By the way, I like your dress. That is insane.
Buffy fully dies.
Like dead.
She's dead.
Dead.
Yeah. So there's that. What did you think when you watched it? I mean, you obviously know she's not dead.
Yeah, like I wish I was there in 1997 watching it live because I would have been gagged.
Yeah.
I know obviously the show is called Buffy. I see her on the covers of like Buffy season 2. You know, I see her on these things. So I knew she wasn't dead, but it doesn't take away. I think where my shock lies is the fact that when she woke up, she was like, no, I feel like strong. Because then I'm like, okay, so are you going to be like a vampire slayer? Do you know what I mean? Like a vampire slayer with like some sort of like enhanced ability. Do you know what I mean? Like that's kind of that's kind of where the gag lied for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think even with this kind of gag, and even in like anything I watch where I'm like, I know this person's not dead, I know whatever XYZ, I still am like emotionally impacted by like, but when they're revived, when this happens, there's gonna be some shit happening that's gonna be emotional.
Yeah.
And
like a loss of innocence, which I think is like really, and we'll talk about that towards the end of the episode, but like I like love that kind of journey for a character.
I do too. It's
like you can't come back the same type of thing.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah, I mean you do die. I mean you're dead in a way.
Yeah.
So I think it still has a very emotional impact, even if we know our girl's still slaying.
She's still slaying.
Xander and Angel reach Buffy to find that she's dead, and Xander performs CPR because Angel can't breathe.
I have no breath.
It's
like, we get it. We get it.
Thank you, Angel. Xander makes himself useful and manages to revive Buffy.
He does. I really don't love the optics of it, but that's fine.
What do you mean?
It's like the only time he's going to be able to kiss her. But I mean, he saved her life.
He's lucky. Okay? Yeah. He should be so lucky.
That's when...
When Buffy regains consciousness, she heads to the surface to kill the Master.
And I really got to say, though, I am kind of here for the throuple of Xander, Buffy, and Angel. And I know I'll probably lose you on that, but lost. I kind of
consider me lost.
Okay, that's fine. That one will be just for me.
I can't get. You really got the other one with the gay club.
Hey, yeah.
But not this one.
Not this one.
I don't know why I said gay club. You just said bar, right?
The gay club. The bronze. I said the bronze.
That is a gay club.
Soon to be.
Soon to be.
When we open it in Chicago.
2024. Just kidding. Maybe. Hey.
I'm not kidding.
Who knows?
I'm not kidding. I genuinely believe that we will be able to rent out some sort of place and throw a immersive theatrical bar experience for one weekend. At the end of HELLMOUTH HOMOS. Like once we finish the whole series.
Be sure to listen and subscribe so we can get a sponsor. So we can fund this excursion.
I'll do some grant writing for us.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Your fanfic writing, turn that into grant writing.
Period.
So
Period.
we have,
we really need this money. It's going to go to a great cause.
20% donate to the Trevor Project. What the fuck happened? What was happening?
Well, they get up. They have like a sequence,
right? And yes, and
oh wait, before we can move into
yes.
like the sequence though, with them in the car with
Cordy, Willow, and
Cordy, Cal, and Willow.
Cal, yes.
Cal.
Cal?
I love how they're like. They say like go to the library or whatever. The way they're screaming is next level.
So cute.
They are like fully putting their whole thing into it.
Yes.
But I just love how Cordelia is like the library. Great.
And she just drives into the school. Iconic. Like I mean, I love that trio. That's
your throuple.
Yeah, that's the throuple of the episode.
I gotta say though, I just love she's like the library. Great.
She's
and
like,
then
I
that
know
poor
where to
set
go.
just gets wrecked.
I know.
Like from that point on, they're
and she
like,
doesn't give a fuck.
Though it's amazing because it's like they were all like, let's just destroy the shit out of this set, and then we'll use the budget for season 2 to rebuild a nicer set. So good.
I love when Cordy's the hero. It's everything.
100%.
Yeah, so, all kinds of weird things are coming out of the Hellmouth. Little tentacles, this, that.
Kind of Stranger Things vibes with them in the cabin with like the tentacles coming in and grabbing them.
Yes,
Season
I really
3.
liked it. Lots of amps.
Also the theme song playing.
Yes, love it.
Anytime the theme song plays in the show, I lose my mind.
Yes.
When we got at the end of ST4,
I know.
Lost my mind.
I love when you bring it in the right moment.
Yeah, when you use it well, it is. Oof,
it works.
It works real well.
And Cordy, Willow, Giles, and Jenny are trying to fight off the vamps, trying to enter the library. And yeah, there's a little tentacled creature trying to rise through the floor. But yeah, Cordy. Oh, I was gonna say Cordy's screaming, "Somebody help!" And then it's like, oh, and Buffy's like walking. And
that
just
is like the Scooby-Doo moment too. That is so good.
It gets me every time.
It is so good.
It's so good. And yes, Buffy is fighting. Buffy shows up to fight the Master.
I gotta say, one of my favorite lines though is, "Oh look, a bad guy."
Oh yes,
that is like I know. The line that we're going to talk about later that everyone loves.
Yeah.
This one is mine. Oh, look, a bad guy.
I know. Buffy has banger lines in this episode.
Dude, she really does. This whole episode, I like have so many quotes from it.
So good. But yeah, I think we should just say the two that are iconic to me, at least. When the Master realizes that Buffy's there and says, "You're dead."
Yeah.
And she says, "I may be dead, but I'm still pretty," which is a lot more than I can say for you.
It's pretty damn good.
We all cheered.
Yep. And then
you were destined to die. It was written.
Oh, that was
which
the
one
other
do you
one?
have?
The fruit punch mouth.
Oh, that's of course. Yeah.
I mean,
everything she says in this entire scene.
It's so exactly. We
you
just read the whole scene.
Yeah, literally line for line. We should wait.
Bonus content.
Okay. I'm the Master and you're Buffy, and we say it. Wait.
I'm like,
could be kind of fun.
Punching you. Yeah, could be fun.
Well, when we start the Patreon, so we can fund the bronze, we can do that.
Kickstarter
and Buffy
for the
also
bronze.
says, "You were destined to die. It was written." What can I say? I flunked the written.
Yeah, I flunked the written. So
cute.
good. Also, very of the time.
Very
of the time.
I feel like no one says flunk anymore.
No one says flunk, and also like, is there ever like? I mean, like, there's probably still written portions to like
tests. I don't know.
I don't know, y'all. Schools these days are wild. I think.
Couldn't be me.
I'm
never
going
back.
Couldn't
you can't
be
make me. Buffy throws the Master into the library, and he's impaled on a piece of wood, a big old piece of wood.
Yeah.
And fully disintegrates.
And yet,
what?
You tease me for thinking he's dead.
Well, he only has a skeleton right now. He's very skinny. He looks skinny in the skeleton.
What if like there was like this whole Sunnydale cult who like, wow, it's really dark, stole flesh and attached it back to his skeleton and then revived him. A little dark.
That's the least of your worries in Buffy.
I was going to ask, because this episode was so dark and like there was like that really scary scene with the piggies on the cartoon and like blood everywhere, does it get darker and scarier? Because I don't know. Like, I don't know what the rating eventually evolves into. Like, I don't know.
A profound silence has entered the chat. Y'all let us know in the comments.
Yeah, you let me know.
Don't say anything in the comments. I will say it gets darker.
Great.
Yeah, so the Hellmouth closes and the little tentacle creature is sucked back down. And Buffy is so hot this entire fight scene.
100%.
Girl.
Yeah.
And the day is saved. The gang regroups and reflects on everything that just happened, including Buffy's temporary death. The
way that like she's like kind of crying the whole time is such a great choice.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
100%. Like,
period.
It is so crazy to me because like who else would think to like it's so good. It just embodies that loss of innocence so expertly.
But she's like smiling through it.
Yeah, and she's like, this is like, oh my God, it's just so good. Like a lot of times I feel like when a character goes through something like that and like comes out victorious, which they do come out victorious, like there were no deaths on their side, you know, like everything is fine. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of times a character will just sort of like be very like much the hero and feel good about it and be like, slay, we did it and all is well. And like, we can go enjoy the prom, like all that kind of stuff. But you can really get the sense of like, well, she can't just go enjoy the prom. Like her whole life is like completely shattered. Like she died, she came back to life and she actually really understands like this duty on a whole new level. And it's like reflected so well in that like sort of like happy to be alive, down to go to the dance, but like when she's like, yeah, well, we deserve to party, don't we? But it's like, she's like crying the whole time. Like she's not okay. Someone check on Buffy. Like, it's like so
Someone
good.
check on Buffy.
And I wonder if we're going to like unpack any of it from season 2 or just like be like, okay, season 2, here we go.
I guess we'll see season 2, episode 1.
I cannot wait to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
Okay.
After I finish season 20 of Survivor.
The group decides to head to the dance, and like you said, Buffy says, we save the world, I say we party. Miss Calendar asks about what they should do with the master skeleton, and Buffy tells her not to worry, he's not going anywhere. The gang leave for the bronze, and the skeleton is just, the bones are boning on the floor. And we fucking did it. We watched the first season of Buffy.
Up top.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother.
And I just leave you to wonder what happens knowing that once the Slayer dies, a new one is called. Since Buffy died.
My God.
I wonder what will happen in season 2.
Season 2, 2 Slayers.
Perhaps.
You're blowing my mind.
This is... I think our next episode, we said we will talk a little more in depth about season 1 before heading to season 2.
With a guest, maybe?
Maybe, if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we'll leave this to fester.
Simmer
is a better word than fester.
Well, that too.
But I loved talking about this with you.
I did too. Thank you.
And thank you for having me. And I love Prophecy Girl. Prophecy Girl. And I think we'll talk more about like our favorite moments and episodes and stuff in that next episode.
Yeah, we can do like a little ranking and just sort of like, that sounds great.
Because it was a big season.
It was a big season, and with some fun stuff and with some gnarly stuff and with, some boring stuff.
Totally.
There is some boring stuff.
Like any first season of a show does.
Exactly. Like any first season of a show getting its footing and all that. So, yeah, I look forward to it.
I do too. And then we're on to season 2.
I can full steam ahead, please.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
I feel like we started doing this yesterday.
I do too.
It does not
And how many seasons are there?
7.
So, no, but it makes me sad because I'm like, well, we'll already finish one of them. So then it's like
we
got
have
2.
time. Don't you worry.
Okay,
we got lots of time.
Just don't tell me none of those seasons are like short. You know how like some seasons
they're
of a TV show?
They're all twice as long now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great.
Because they're all almost twice as long as season 1.
In terms of episode length or number of episodes?
Number of episodes.
Okay,
This
good.
length is the same.
Good, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, perfect.
Well, we fucking did it, y'all. What did you think about Prophecy Girl? Let us know. We will see you on April 5th. That is our next episode date, where we get into like the themes and moments and slays of season 1.
I love it.
Anything else?
No. I'm
Great.
ready to go.
Okay, let's
Strap
go.
me in.
Thank you so much for listening and watching and all that. I can't believe the first season of HELLMOUTH HOMOS is coming to an end.
Complete.
We did it. You can keep up with us through our Instagram at LGBTQVHS and Twitter at FearQueersPod. And you can also email us, fearqueers@gmail.com, with any questions or comments or anything you love about Buffy, anything you hate about Buffy.
Question mark?
Question mark. Are you Team Xander? Are you Team Angel? Are you Team Buffy?
And let us know, too, like if there's anything you want us to talk about specifically in our season 1 breakdown that we haven't necessarily covered
That's a good idea.
episodically.
Yes. And, until next time.
Oh, and you can do that. Did you say the email? fearqueers@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, amazing.
And
Until next time. Slay frights, brother.
Rock on!
If the apocalypse comes, beat me.